Apple is tracking iPhones stolen from its stores during protests, CTV News. Battlefield 5's last patch ever is now officially live and features noteworthy content. Happy Gamer. CDC plans dual flu COVID test, Latin America surge, virus update, Yahoo Canada Finance. Launch trailer, GamingLife.com. Launch trailer, GamingLife.com. GTA Online, Red Dead Online servers go offline to honor George Floyd, Polygon. iPhone 13 prototype mockup depicts notch-free design and USB-C port, Macrumors. Alberta to decide on speeding up relaunch next week, Calgary Herald. Alberta to decide on speeding up relaunch next week, Calgary Herald. Release trailer, GamingLife.com. Release trailer, GamingLife.com. How to tell your friends exactly where you are using a hidden feature in Google Maps on your phone, CNBC. ZoomInfo begins trading at $40, nearly double $21 IPO price, investing.com.